I want part two to Sarah Silverman's craziness of this video of her asking Jesus what he thinks about abortion. Time out. First of all, it's funny to me that normally these type of people, these pretty much atheists, non-religious people, non-Christian people, would normally say, who cares about your religion? Let's talk about science. Well, we all know that science is 100% saying life begins when the sperm, when 24 chromosomes of a sperm touches the egg and it begins, and boom, your genetic system and everything starts at that point, right? So she knows she can't beat us on that end, so she's going to pull Jesus and say, well, Jesus is not so mad about this, you guys. He's, you know, because everyone can say they had their different Jesus going on, okay? Well, let me just share with you actually Jesus' heart about abortion. Jesus actually had a real encounter with one of his servants named Julie Meyer, who's been a fiery Christian for decades, and she had a dream that she actually had a real encounter with Jesus, so I'll share that with you. She was flying around with Jesus, having this love encounter, and Jesus says, I want to introduce you to my friends. And she's like, okay, and she's thinking Moses, you know, John the Baptist. Jesus begins to fly towards the earth, and she gets kind of scared, and they hit the earth, and they go through the earth. And she actually says she can feel, like, pain. She comes out on the other side, and her skin is hanging out, her skin is ripped apart, and she's in agony. She says she feels this pain. Jesus totally ignores it. He takes her to an abortion clinic and shows her buckets of dead babies, and people coming and dropping dead babies in the buckets. Okay, and these buckets were human beings, you know, dead babies. And he starts to weep. Okay, he starts to cry out. He says, until your heart is torn up like your flesh is, you don't know me and you don't know my friends. All right, so that's Jesus' heart about abortion. All right, Jesus' heart is that, and even his heart is not just it's wrong. His heart is torn up from the floor up, ripped apart in agony that the ones who are made in his image are ripped apart. So just in case, I know there's just kind of people who aren't going to think for themselves and let her just totally, make Jesus out to be somebody who would sit there and let her do her hair and her not bowing before his feet. And not saying Jesus wouldn't kick it with you, but goodness gracious, I'm not even going to entertain this. The fact is, what I'm trying to say is that Jesus' heart is not passive about abortion, beloved. His heart is ripped, crying, weeping on the fact that human life is being torn apart. It's time for us to wake up, you guys. It's time, and if you're a Christian, it's time for us to wake up and really touch Jesus' hearts with this. And don't allow, we can't do it. She's got free speech, but don't allow this lie or this type of imagery overtake the real Jesus and his real heart. Chris Rush, Mayor Whoville, 40 years is enough. It's time to win this battle, you guys. They're all in. If you haven't noticed, they're all in to try to make abortion continue legally. They're all in. They know their days are numbered. It's time for us to be all in. All hands on deck. Signing off.